This is James Mullinger. James was one of the top stand-up comedians and a well-known TV presenter in his homeland of England. He toured 5 stand-up shows over 5 years and performed to over 3,600 people at London's Hammersmith Apollo in March this year. He appeared on screen with the likes of Tom Cruise, Jerry Seinfeld, Daniel Craig, Matthew McConaughey, Channing Tatum, Robert Downey Jr., George Clooney, and Robin Williams. He hung out with celebrities. And appeared in big screen movies. But last month, after living in London for all of his 36 years, he moved with his wife and family to St. John, New Brunswick.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Imperial Theatre. Are we ready to live the Canadian dream? Are we ready to live the Canadian dream? Please put your hands together for James Mullinger! Quite a few people here. Who are these people? Bit rude, isn't it? I was told they had a full house tonight. This is New Brunswick, though. We probably need to do a recount. Thank you all for coming out. Hello. Rich people! What's say in the house? Hello! I'm only joking. he touched my hand, rather like the Queen might touch a hobo's. And I've been to Buckingham Palace. I've seen her do that, and it is with some reticence. Who have we got in tonight, then? A few friends and neighbours. This is St. John, let's face it, we're all related, aren't we? Hello, our family down front. They booked first, they care. Hello, Tony. We're all related though here. It's difficult, isn't it? You can't do anything in St. John without everyone knowing about it. I turn up to pick up my kids from school, and someone goes, I saw you in Sobeys earlier. What am I supposed to do with that information? Everywhere you go, everyone knows you. You can't do anything naughty here. It's not anonymous like London. It's difficult, especially on somewhere like the Kingston Peninsula. Oh, they're in. It's difficult though, they're all related, so you know, and everyone knows each other, everyone sees you do everything, you can't do anything naughty, you can't have an affair. You can't have an affair, because anywhere you go, everyone's going to see you. And secondly, odds are, you might be your aunt. Some of my aunts are in tonight. Who else is in? Let's see. Oh, hi. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. It's his Barry's aunt. This is my father-in-law's aunt. Who I've never met before. Jesus Christ, Barry, what are you playing at? So I have to go on a gig at the Imperial Theatre just to meet my family? Is this really? It's lovely to meet you. I do apologise for not meeting you at the wedding, Barry. Or any of the other family get-togethers, but it's lovely. It's Barry's aunt, my father-in-law's aunt. This is what I have to do to meet my family, you see? Oh, St. John, it's genuinely nice to be here, meeting new family and making new friends. It's lovely. People often say to me, people from here say, you moved from London, England to St. John. Why? And then they say the weirdest thing, they go, I went to London for a week, had a wonderful time. Well, guess what? I don't live in Big Ben. That's not the reality of life there. It's the most expensive city in the world. And like last year, for example, my son was 5 years old. He started going to nursery school, okay? And I didn't get to volunteer at his school at all. I used to be on the road the whole time, working to pay the bills, working. And every single week, the school would phone me up, asking me to volunteer for things. I'd get the call going, hello, James. We're having a bake sale. Can you make a cake? I'm a bit fucking busy. Can you help at the book fair? No. And I felt bad. All year long, couldn't volunteer. I wanted to be hands-on. I wanted to be a hands-on dad, and I couldn't be because of the pressures London puts you under. And it finally got to Christmas time, and I got the call, and they said, James, can you be Santa? I said yes. Has anybody here been Santa Claus? Oh, one person has. Oh, yes, you have. You've been Santa. You'll know this. It's a risky business, isn't it, sir? Because if you put the beard on wrong and they recognise it's you, you've ruined everyone's Christmas! I trust everyone here does know Santa's... That could have been a disaster. So I was aware of it. My son's there in his classroom with 50 of his friends, because that's how big the classes are in England, another reason to leave. And I put the costume on, and I went into the room, and I thought I had it nailed. No one recognised me. They all came running over going, Santa, Santa, or Father Christmas as we call him there. Do you do that as well? No. Don't judge me. There's different words there. Deal with it. He's rude. So I thought I had it nailed. So they're all chanting Santa, Santa. Now,
As they all came running towards me, I saw my son, he didn't recognise me. His best friend, little Isabella, little Izzy, comes running towards me, okay? And she looked up at me and she was so full of delight. I bent down to speak to her. Now he'll know this. If you're going to be Santa, it's very important to practice your ho-ho-ho voice in advance. I know. I forgot to do this, and I bent down to speak to little Isabella, and what came out of my mouth was this. Well, hello, little girl. And I couldn't change the voice then, could I? No! I'm stuck with that voice for an hour! Do you have any idea what it's like going up to children for a whole hour going, hello, little boy. Would you like to sit on my knee? And have a feel of what's in my sack? Mortifying, ladies and gents, mortifying. But I'm loving life here, I genuinely love it. You know, after just 4 months here, I said to myself, and I said to many other people, many of you, that I would never live in another place than St. John. I love it here, I love the people, and I'm doing my very best to fit in here. I'm doing my best. Like I did all the things on the visa application that you have to do if you want to live in St. John. So first of this was I was forced to get addicted to Tim Hortons coffee. I know, because you don't know this, but when you visit here and you try it, it's actually a poisonous tar. But when you live here, it's delicious and addictive. It's like meth in Texas. So I did that, I became addicted. Then of course, the second thing on the visa application was I had to agree, oh, is somebody taking a picture? Don't hide out, have you got my face on your face? There's people there with your stand up, there's people there with my faces on their faces. No one else gives a I think it's brilliant. Welcome. Do you get in free with those? Genius! So the second thing I had to do to agree in order to be allowed in here to live was I had to get addicted to another thing. It's called Kijiji. Because I now am a great believer that you're not a real New Brunswicker until you've woken up your wife or husband first thing in the morning and said, I'm going out, someone's giving away free moose antlers on Kijiji. And I've done that. And then, of course, the other thing I had to do was I had to agree to have a regular yard sale. I thought to myself, if I have a yard sale, I'll get to meet all of my lovely neighbours. But what none of you told me is that yard sales only bring out the freak neighbours. Now, if anyone in tonight is one of my neighbours that came to my yard sale, I don't mean you. But I had a yard sale, and it all went horribly wrong. I was trying to make a good impression, as I always am here. I want to make friends, and I feel like I've made a couple. Tonight, it's nice, I've met family. But I said, no, we brought everything with us from London, because I was working right up until the last minute, so we just had everything boxed up and brought with us. So I got sent a big box of kind of luxury sex toys. Anyone here use sex toys? Someone's got one in now! Turn it off, madam, till the end of the show, please. This is a respectable theatre. What are people like? So I got sent this box of sex toys. Now I'd forgotten about them, and I was there at the yard sale, and then I went up to the house to change my youngest son's nappy. When I came back down to the yard sale, my father-in-law, your nephew, your nephew, he turned to me and he said, "Great news, James. I sold that microphone for $10.
Not a microphone, ladies and gents. And I was mortified. I thought, this poor man turning up that night to church band practice. Saying, great news, congregation. I've got a new microphone. I'm trying my best. I'm having to learn all the different words here, because obviously, you know, there are many different words. Like you guys say sidewalk, and we say pavement. I say tea time for supper. Do you know that? It's tea time. It's tea time. Actually, and another one is, of course, pants here, or trousers. In England, they're underpants. Oh, that can cause problems. But the one that I wasn't aware of, that I've had to become accustomed to, is that I understand that here, the word fag is a derogatory term used to describe homosexuals. Is that right? Very naughty, you shouldn't do that. But in England, the fag is a cigarette. And I had no idea there was a difference. And so when I came here, I was trying to explain to people how much I smoke by saying that my lips had been on the butts of more fags than Freddie Mercury. I'm going to have a sip of water now. You can have a sip of your beers and things like that. You like to drink in St. John, don't you? Yes. There's lots of things I've had to get used to here. Obviously there's wonderful shops here like Costco. Oh, I was talking earlier about addictive substances. Has anyone here had their Chicago mix? I know! People describe it to you, oh, you're gonna love it. It's caramel popcorn mixed with cheesy popcorn. You know, that sounds disgusting. Give me the bag! It's the most addictive substance in the world! How do they do this? My wife locks it up in the house. And I literally will axe down a door to get it. And you have lazier foods here as well. I saw in Costco they have pre-boiled corn on the cob. Who are these people that think boiling water is too much trouble? I'm going to talk about my kids quite a bit later, and I hope you don't mind. I know some people get bored of hearing about other people's kids. Obviously, Facebook is full of pictures of other people's kids, and you're pretending to care, but really, you only love your own. Anyway, let's be honest, right? Let's be honest about kids here. Kids are a bit like farts. You only like your own. I've been travelling around a fair bit, but most of the travelling I've been doing, as I say, has been around New Brunswick. And there's a website that I used to like to use to ascertain where I should go in those places. A website called TripAdvisor. Does anyone here use TripAdvisor? But I was travelling to some places in New Brunswick and finding it a bit hard, and finding that it wasn't always accurate. So what I want to do is to check the validity of TripAdvisor. I've brought with me tonight, just for you, the whole TripAdvisor entry for St. John, New Brunswick. And we're going to go through this together. Are we down with that, Imperial Theatre? Right. So what I'll do is I'll read out what is the number one and number two best thing to do in all of St. John according to the votes on TripAdvisor, and read you some of the reviews. So I want you to get involved here. So tell me if you agree with these statements. So according to TripAdvisor, based on the reviews, the number one best thing to do in all of St. John, apart from drinking obviously, the number one best thing to do in all of St. John is, are you ready? Irving Nature Park. 12 people agree.
It's your park. You can think what you like of it. You own it, right? And lots of people have said lovely things like, lovely, a perfect nature day out, easy access. Sounds like a sex review. Our family loves going for walks and we enjoy bringing out-of-town guests to show them this gem of a spot. I would agree with that. However, Dave from Toronto visited. Wait till you hear it. Dave from Toronto visited. He has given Irving Nature Park, our park, and I'm one of you now, so I can say that, our park, he has given it 1 star, subject line, terrible. Ooh. What could possibly have gone wrong? Let's find out, shall we? I was visiting St. John on business and had heard wonderful things about Irving Nature Park in the guidebooks and from the hotels. However, when I arrived, it was raining. It's not weather advisor, you prick! Kiss off back to Toronto! I know. The second best thing to do in all of St. John, can you guess? Sorry? The Freaks? Freaky lunchbox, I live in the Freaks. I thought she was talking about King Street. I actually have a question for you, because I read a St. John guidebook and it was telling me what I could and couldn't do here, actually. And I don't know if this is right, maybe you can help me out with this. Am I allowed to walk down King Street at 11 AM on a weekday, even though I've got more than one tooth? I can't believe Ross didn't tap that. They didn't even know where King Street is. Hi. Give me a fun. Begging for applause, great, but I was. Okay, so the third best thing to do in all of St. John is Rockwood Park Golf Course. Anyone agree with that? Absolutely no one. Oh, one person. The person that owns the golf course. Well, it's a wonderful place, and it's got lots of lovely reviews, and rightly so. It's part of our heritage here, and I love it. However, Stuart from Calgary visited. It's always Calgary lot, isn't it? Hi, welcome. Thank you for coming all this way for the show tonight. You're not Stuart, are you? Stuart from Calgary visited, and as I say, it has loads of 5-star reviews about a wonderful golf course it is. Stuart from Calgary, though, has given it 1 star, and he's so angry about what went down, he's not even given it a subject line. What could possibly have gone wrong? Let's find out, shall we? I had a big day out planned at Rockwood Park Golf Course, having been told many reasons to go, but there is nothing to do here if you don't like golf. I know! Well, the fourth best thing to do on St. John, you can probably guess, is actually Rockwood Park itself. Yes, people live in the park, nice. Everything you need, this park is a great venue for a multitude of community activities. This is true. Beautiful park in the city. A great place to relax in St. John and get away from the city noise. However, amidst all the lovely reviews, there is one review here from Mary. Mary wasn't quite so impressed. She has given our lovely park, Rockwood Park, 1 star. Subject line, I'll read it as it's written. I'll read it as she's written it. It says, "Ugh." That's not an orgasm. It's, she's put the word sigh in asterisks. So it's, "Ugh, park is fine, but the people, snobby, eh?" I'll read the review, and I do apologise for this, but this is Mary's words, not mine. "This is located in our north end, where the low-income housing is. If you're looking for a nice time with the kids, there is a play park, trails, and even animals, but it is highly overrated, as it tends to be dirty and run down, mainly due to all the poor people that go here, who are on welfare. I avoid it because I don't want to see them. Now, you won't be surprised to hear that this lives in Rossay." You're welcome. The 9th best thing to go on St. John, the 9th, is actually Cherrybrook Zoo. Has anybody been? Yes, I've been. I had a nice day out. My son enjoyed seeing both animals. It was a cat and a snake, I think. Not sure they were actually hired by the zoo. I love the zoo, I'm not being rude, I love it, it's our zoo, so we're allowed to make jokes about it because we're all from here. Right? A great oasis in an industrial city. I've been enjoying trips to Cherrybrook Zoo since I was a young child. Is that one of yours? A very specific review here. It just says, "Nice zoo." Thanks for sharing. I'm glad you went online to share that review. This one, though, leapt out at me. This is a bit of an odd one. This is Pat from Sussex. Has anyone been to Sussex? I have family there. I've been to Sussex, and I like it there because I'm a big fan of the film Deliverance. Jokes! Except for the ones that are true. So Pat, this lady called Pat, she's come all the way from Sussex to visit our zoo, okay? Now, she's given it 1 star, and again, is very angry, not giving it a subject line. What could possibly have gone wrong? Let's find out, shall we? Now, before I read this, I want to say what I like about TripAdvisor. Hi, Amy. Hi. My son's friend at school's mum. Hi, Amy. This is what we can do in things like this. I didn't really do the hot dog thing, by the way. I fed your beautiful daughter a hot dog, I promise. Got that one set. So, the one thing I like about TripAdvisor is at least, even if there's idiots going on there posting stupid reviews like Dave from Toronto, at least it's up to the minute information, isn't it? At least you're getting a kind of immediate, Response. With that in mind, I'll read you Pat from Sussex's review of Cherrybrook Zoo. The one and only time I went there, which was about 38 years ago, really, Pat? What could have happened that warranted you waiting that length of time to share this? Let's find out, shall we? The one and only time I went there, which was about 38 years ago, the fence was a bit loose around the lions. Guess what, Pat? 38 years have gone by, no lions have escaped. So I'm thinking there's nothing wrong with the fence. It does go on. The one and only time I went there, which was about 38 years ago, the fence was a bit loose around the lions. The lions charged at the fence and it moved a little bit. My son was 2 at the time in a stroller, and it scared us so bad we never went back. He's 40 now! It's time to let it go, Pat! But what was going through Pat's mind as she drove back from Sussex that night, livid, driving back to wait that length of time? She's driving back on the highway to Sussex, going, the kid's crying in the back about a wobbly fence. She's driving along the road, bloody fence! Wobbly it was. If only there was some kind of public forum with which I could share this information. And she bides her time. She sits there in an armchair for 35 years. Not much to do in Sussex. And 3 years ago, when the internet came to Sussex, she turns on the local news and it says, the internet's been invented, and Pat goes, yes! At last I can have my say! Has anyone here been to the casino New Brunswick? Mountain, very nice, isn't it? It's a nice day out. Well, there's lots of other reviews here saying how great a casino it is, and it's one of the best casinos outside of Vegas, according to someone here. I know. However, one man has come all the way from Paris, just what Monton needs, more French. Not the generation where racism's okay, I like it. He's come all the way from Paris and he's given it 1 star, subject line not recommended, and his review says, I have a gambling addiction and lost all my money. About 15 years ago, and as I say, I feel like I'm living the dream now. Like this show, when I toured it in England last year, it was very different because it couldn't all be about St. John, obviously. But it used to be about how I try and live the dream and fail. But since moving here, I actually am living the Canadian dream. That's how I feel now, right? I'm a happy man now. You've made me happy. This beautiful city's made me happy. But prior to this, my life was made up of incidents that would go wrong. For example, 15 years ago, okay, a magazine called me up and offered me £100 to try a penis enlargement device. I know. I thought that's amazing, you know. I might get it up to 5 inches. And I'll make £100. And I thought to myself, what could possibly go wrong? Now, I it didn't work for me, but I wanted the £100, so I made up a fake review saying it added 3 inches and it was a masterful device and it works. Now, if you don't know this, penis enlargement devices don't work at all. So mine was the only review in history to ever be positive about a penis enlargement device. Now, unfortunately, what this means is every single penis enlargement company in the world now uses my face and my name to promote this product. Now, I've been doing stand-up for 10 years. Okay, I was a journalist for 14 years. I've done things that are on the internet. But if you Google my name, the first thing that comes up is James Mullinger, penis enlarger. 10 years of stand-up, 3 of my own TV shows, and still, both penis enlarger and the device that I used are above the word comedian. A lot of people ask me about things in England, like I often get asked, oh, is boarding school in England like Harry Potter? Is that your phone going off, mate? Let's have it. Get his phone. Let me speak to whoever it is. I promise not to say anything bad. Come on, pass it over. Give me the phone, give me the phone, give me the phone. It's still there, yeah, it's still there, it's still there. Oh, hi, sorry, I can't speak right now. I'm in a brothel. Yeah, I'll call you back when she's finished me off. All right, bye, Mum. I actually saw who that was calling. It wasn't his mum. It is actually someone called Sexy. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Having fun, Barry's arms. Thank you so much for coming. There's interesting things here. There's things I've had to get used to here. For example, it's a very safe community. The week I left London, 2 things happened on the street that I lived on. 2 things. One, a drug murder happened. Someone was murdered, and they found £1 million worth of cocaine, and obviously a dead body. Another thing happened on my street in London that same week. A mafia boss who had fled Sicily in the 1970s and come to England and set up a new identity as a family man, like a top don, who had basically been living unknown for like 20, 30 years. He was arrested. Now, the interesting thing about these 2 horrible and depressing stories is that neither of them were extreme enough to make the local newspaper. My first week here, I arrived in St. John so happy, and I saw on the front page of the newspaper, crime! I thought, oh no, what's happened? And I you not. The headline was 50 chickens stolen. I thought I could live here. When I first met my beautiful wife 14 years ago in London, we started courting, and she said to me, "You must come and stay with my family for Christmas." I said, "I'd love to." Beautiful, right? So on the 23rd of December, she said, "I live in St. John, come and visit." So I arrive at the airport on the 23rd of December, and I phone her and say, I'm here, and she goes, "I can't see you, it's quite a small airport." I was at St. John's. Why are there 2 places with almost identical names? Are you just trying to mess with English people? And I see it all the time. I was flying over Montreal a few weeks ago at the gates for St. John because I learnt my mistake. And they came on the tannoy and said, "The flight to St. John is about to leave, but if you are going to St. John's, Newfoundland, it's at the opposite end of the airport." 50 people got up and started running! Why all these? I got booked for a gig in Edmonton, I went to Edmundston. Why all these identical names? It's just to mess with us. And then, of course, you know, I get on a plane to come to St. John. I'm finally on the plane to St. John, the real St. John, and of course, I arrive at St. John Airport. But of course, no one really arrives at St. John Airport, do they? I circled St. John Airport for 3 hours, then landed in bloody Fredericton. Why are there 3 airports so close together? Why don't there's one big airport that goes somewhere else than Halifax? Just an idea. You don't need the Englishman to tell you. So I arrive in Fredericton, I'm there, and I realise I've then got a bit of a drive ahead of me. So I get in, and my wife, and how she grew up on the Kingston Peninsula. Her parents still live there. It's a lovely place. Yes, it's a beautiful place. I love it there. We did some shows there over the summer at the Vineyard. Did anyone come to those? Oh, lovely. Thank you. They were fun, weren't they? They were very fun. Beautiful, beautiful vineyard. It was nice to be around proper wine, enjoying nice wine. Because another difference between here and England is, of course, in England, if I go to someone's house and they say, would you like a glass of wine? I say, oh, I'd love a glass of wine. And you know what? They give you a glass of wine. There's no caveats, there's no buts. But here in New Brunswick, if you go to someone's house and they say, would you like a glass of wine? There's a sentence they will say that will make your heart drop. And that sentence is, I made it myself! I don't want any of you just add water, poison, Kool-Aid, moonshine. Why am I, you cheap bastards? And those members of my family in this room that have offered me homemade wine, I don't mean you. So anyway, so my wife got up on the peninsula and that's where I was travelling to. So of course, I get into the hire car at Fredericton Airport, and I'm in the hire car, and I type the address into the GPS, and it tells me, you're an hour away, you're half an hour away, and I'm so excited. I'm genuinely excited, because I'm going to meet my then girlfriend's parents for the first time. I'm going to see the place that she grew up. I'm properly excited, and I knew then that we were in love, been together a few months, and we knew it was a special thing. So I'm in the car, and it says 30 minutes, then it said 20 minutes, okay? And I thought, I'm close, but I wasn't 20 minutes away, ladies and gents, because no one told me about those barbaric ferry boats. It's 2014! Why are there still ferry boats? What? I mean, do they not like bridges? Bridges exist, and I now know they want to keep us outsiders out. But every year I would come here and visit. Every year for the last 14 years I would come and visit my wife's family, and every year I would come here and I would get to the Grand Bay Westfield ferry boat, and there'd be a sign up saying, ferry boat's broken. We need to raise another $4 million for another ferry boat. $4 million every year? Do you know how many bloody bridges you're going to build? And here's an idea. If you're not going to build a bridge, why don't you just get all the broken ferry boats, put them back to back across the water, we'll drive across the broken ferry boats. There's a solution! It's a good idea. I have other suggestions that, you know, like for example, I mean, I do a lot of charity work on behalf of the disabled. I'm, you know, big fan of helping disabled. However, you do realise that in St. John, you do have more disabled parking than there are disabled people in the whole world. Right? Thousands and thousands of them. I have a theory behind it. I think the local council, right, went out one day to look around, and they thought that more people were disabled than they were, because they saw a lot of people walking along And they were like, oh, they've got a limp, that's another one. And actually, they were just walking potholes. But I don't want to make negative jokes, as I say, this is my favourite city in the world. I feel like it should be on the map more. I'm a big fan of everyone here that works on the council and part of the city. I'm a massive fan of the mayor, Mel Norton. Big fans of Mel Norton in the house? Yes! Big fans, love his work. I'm a big fan of his, and I love what he's done with our city. And my only wish is that this city could be more on the map. You know, like if you went to America or England and you said to people, oh, name a city in Canada, they would always go Toronto. So why is Toronto on the map, but St. John isn't, giving it a better city without any of the fact. So I've been trying to think of ways that we can do this, ways that we can get St. John on the map, and basically I've come with a solution. I think we need to ask Mel a little favour. Mel needs to smoke a little bit of crack. I've got a camera phone in a pipe. Come on, Mel, let's do it!